Hey there guys, Next Gen Striker here back again for another video, and today it is time for another Dragon Ball Super rant, and how Dragon Ball Super, the anime, is essentially a boring and pointless filler. Yeah, that's right, I said it. Now, before we get into this huge rant of mine that's, well, is basically an echo to a couple of videos I made a couple of months back, if you remember those videos I made, let me just go in and say that yes, I am a big Dragon Ball fan. Now, notice how I said fan, not fan boy. Some of this community that we live in now, this YouTube community of Dragon Ball fans, well, I call them fanboys, pretty much just suck up to Dragon Ball and, well, they have a big you-know-what up their butts of Dragon Ball. So, when it comes to criticism, not so much. It only comes to one thing, GT. That's the only thing they can criticize, and yeah, it's pretty much all the same. The copy and paste opinions, it's all the same thing. And yeah, I get it. Like, a lot of people don't like GT, whatever. I don't like GT myself, but there's plenty of things with Super that make GT look like a godsend, honestly. And yet the YouTubers on a weekly basis are like, oh my god, amazing, 10 out of 10, super amazing. But you guys know, I'm not going to point out any names, but if you're part of the anime community, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so, like I was saying, yeah, I grew up with Dragon Ball. So, when Super was coming out, and when it was announced, I was like, wow, another Dragon Ball anime after all this time? This is going to be freaking awesome. 100 episodes, doesn't sound like a ton, but it sounds like it's going to be focused. Usually animes that are more focused like that have a more tight story, the animation's typically better, that kind of thing. So I was really excited. Especially with the two movies that just recently came out. They were both really good. Actually, I've got them right here. Battle of Gods. Well, I haven't shown them in the wrong order. Battle of Gods and Resurrection F. Yes, that is what it's called. I forgot. Because they called it like 5 different names before they decided on one. But yeah, they're both really good. I actually like Battle of Gods better personally, but they're both really good. So, Dragon Ball Super came out, and I was like, oh boy, it's a new Dragon Ball anime. And as you guys know from my videos, it turned out to be a complete colossal disappointment and failure in the Dragon Ball community. Toei pretty much just banking on that Dragon Ball fandom is all that is. And thus, Super is completely pointless filler. Because, much like how they pretty much did to Dragon Ball Z way back in the 90s, they're doing it to Super. And it's completely pointless to even watch Super at this point, because here we are in 2016, what is it, episode 26, as of this recording. I think episode 26 just came out. Goku's still fighting Frieza, people. Episode 26 of 100. Okay, we're almost 30 episodes in to Dragon Ball Super. Of the entire series, and it's over. No more Dragon Ball that we know of. Okay? And it's over. And that's assuming there's no more movies, okay? Right? There's no more movies that they can copy and paste off of and drag it out and filler it out, right? So, that's already like, what, 30% of the anime that's pretty much just filler? Wasting time that we already know what's gonna happen? Great. Kudos, Toei. What do you want, a pat on the back for that? Like I really wanted to see Resurrection F and Battle of Gods again? No, I didn't. But thanks. So that was really boring. Not only that, the animation, still terrible. Yeah, episode 5 got a really horrible rep, which... I said this once, I'll say it again. The anime community got on the Super defense for that, and that's just ridiculous, people. Come on, really? You're gonna get there, you're gonna sit on your little pedestal and say, oh, well, you guys don't understand how animation in Japan works. Really? Do you understand how animation in Japan works? No, you don't. So don't even get up on your little thing and say that, because you don't know how it works either, okay? None of us know how it works. You might have an idea, none of us actually know how it works. And even if conditions in Japan just totally suck, which they probably do, I believe it. Toei is a freaking huge company, okay? They got One Piece, they got Dragon Ball, two of the biggest anime franchises of all time. And you mean to tell me that they can put out this excuse of anime from both One Piece and Dragon Ball? Really? You think that's okay? I don't. I'm sorry. Since when did 90s animation suddenly become better than animation from 2016? Because the guy that drew most of Dragon Ball Z back in the 90s, I'd much rather have him draw all of Super than whoever's drawing it now, I can tell you that. It's terrible. It's embarrassing. And that's not just Toei, by the way. The people that do Naruto and Bleach and all that, they're terrible too. Studio Period, I believe that's how you pronounce the name. They're terrible. Though they're not as bad as Toei, as I've come to realize. Toei just, they don't care. They don't care at all. And it's just sad. You know, like, what's the point of Super, honestly? What's the point of even watching it? I mean, wow, they killed Piccolo. Great. They can just bring him back with the Dragon Balls. What did that do? Again, what is the point of watching Super? Oh, we're gonna get to the Champa arc, guys. Oh boy! And they're gonna filler that out too. Amazing! We're gonna get to see filler. Made up filler from Toei. You know how good Toei is about filler, right? Don't they just write the best filler arcs ever? And you guys really think they're not gonna filler that out? Really? You're funny. You're really funny. Have you seen Dragon Ball Z? Have you seen it? The original. Do you know why they had to make Kai? It's so funny. It amazes me, right? That the same Dragon Ball community that swears up and down that Kai is superior to Z in every way because Z had so much filler, man, and all this stuff. And then here comes Super, packed to the brim with peel-off adventures and drawn out fights, and oh, here comes a punch, oh, here comes another punch, oh, and just all this crap that we don't even need to see, okay? And they're like, oh man, that was so good because it's Dragon Ball. I mean, honestly, really, why are you defending that when it's the same thing as they've done back in the 90s, okay? Can we get like a Dragon Ball Super Kai, except they redraw it because it's so crappy how they drew it? I mean, honestly, just watch the movies. Don't even watch Super. It just sucks. It's terrible. Terrible. And see, that's what defines a fan from a fanboy. A fan can look at it objectively and see flaws, right? Fanboy does not see flaws. And I'm glad that a lot of the community can see this. And can even see that GT has stuff over Super, which... we're living in a dark time, if we can say that. And let me just tell you, when Super is based on Akira Toriyama's work, and it's still not doing as good as GT in some aspects, we are, oh boy. Which is sad because, let me tell you, the Super manga is actually really good. I read the Super manga, and it's really good. So, the Super anime to be this bad, oh man, it just hurts. It hurts. But again, I don't see how people can sit here and say that this filler, constant filler garbage is so good when they go on rants and say that the filler in Dragon Ball Z was so bad and Kai is superior, right? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Now, let me just say this, right? Would you guys do the same thing for anything else if it wasn't Dragon Ball? For any other anime, for any other source of entertainment? Would you go on the defensive this hard? I don't think so. And trust me, once we get off this Resurrection F arc, it's still gonna keep going like this. I guarantee you. And if it doesn't, well, good for us. We're still gonna have 70% of maybe an okay anime. Hopefully. Hopefully. Because I want a good Dragon Ball anime to come of this. I don't want the worst. I just don't see it happening from Toei. I mean, look at how they treat One Piece. You think they're going to do this with Dragon Ball? No. No. And again, this is Toei, who has done terrible with the filler in Dragon Ball Z. And look, I know some people like the movies from Dragon Ball Z. And I'm not talking about the ones that Akira Toriyama wrote, or the ones that are heavily based on Akira Toriyama's writing, like Bardock, The History of Trunks. But the ones that are, written by Toei, right? The ones where they wrote the plot and all that, they're terrible. They're terrible. Have you guys rewatched them as adults? They're really bad. They're very cliche. And, that's pretty much how Super is. It's just very drawn out. We know what's going to happen. It's just sad. So, I think this rant's gone on long enough. I apologize. It's taken me so long. But, this Dragon Ball community, I mean, it would be one thing if the Dragon Ball community would actually stand together against this oppression, right? Well, oppression, it's not really oppression, but you know what I mean. Stand against Toei and be like, this is crap, Super is terrible, we don't like it, please make this decent, we don't want Dragon Ball to go down like this. But no, there's YouTubers that make reviews every week and say it's amazing. Filler is amazing. Yet, Naruto filler, which is notoriously bad, right? Naruto filler notoriously has a terrible rep. That's perceived as bad. What's the difference? Because this is canon filler? Is that the difference? Because it's based on canon, even though it's super drawn out? Well, I can tell you that Dragon Ball Z canon filler is boring as balls, and I have to sit there and fast forward through the Buu saga just to get through it, because, man, they padded the Buu saga out like freaking crazy. Release the Kai Buu saga, Funimation. Please, dubbed, please. Anyway, rant over. Hope you guys enjoyed. I just want a good rest of Super. Please. Let's just pretend that these 2 arcs never happened. Start drawing better than a second grader, please. And let's try and treat Dragon Ball with respect. Anyway, that's all I have for now. Catch you guys later.